All right. I believe we're live. So we should probably start this thing right now. Hey, oh, we're on the wrong screen. Well done. Okay, here we go. No, it's okay, Pep. We're ready. 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody.
Everyone.
Welcome to Watch It Played.
My name is Rodney Smith,
and this is
Pep McDonald.
And we're here for our first live show of 2018, sort of.
Sort of.
Our first official live show. We waited until May to do it. We're really into 2018.
We did a couple tests, though.
We did do some tests.
That counts for something.
It does. And thank you guys for joining. I think one of the tests still remains up from a few weeks ago. But we did a couple more this afternoon just to make sure everything was working. And I would say we're about 80% working, I think. Although people should let us know, maybe in the comments quickly, just how our audio is. Like, is our levels okay? I think they should be okay.
You remember to turn yourself back, right?
Let me see here. You were about to say turn myself on, didn't you?
Down.
Down.
Or up, whichever
Yeah,
direction
no,
it
I'm
was.
good. I think I'm good now. So
And I think I turned both the mics on up there.
it's great when we're doing the technical checking right at the beginning of the live show. It really shows a level of professionalism that we like to bring to these events.
Well, the way I think of it is one day we'll have a situation where the live show went perfectly last time, so we'll start the next one. We won't have to ask that.
It'll just be without a hitch.
It'll just be without a hitch. But this is
cannot.
our first time officially doing one this year, so we
true.
still have to ask questions.
People are very forgiving, thankfully.
Yes, that's true.
So yeah, do let us know if everything.
Oh, audio's good. Audio's great.
Yay.
Sounds good to me. Audio's great in Chicago.
Good. I guess we never thought to check all the different states and provinces and countries, but hopefully it's going good to everybody. I should warn everyone. Well, let's talk a little bit about this setup very quickly.
Okay.
We don't want to belabor this too much, but hopefully what you'll notice is the quality of the visuals. If you've joined us before on some of our Q&As, they're much better. It's crisper, it's cleaner, and our voices should be in sync with our mouths. That's a big deal.
That's true. Not Backstreet Boys.
No,
in sync.
In sync, that's right. So this was all a matter of getting in some new equipment, new machine. We got, well, actually, my old machine is now sitting here. The new machine's back home. So again,
I inherited a new computer.
You did. So thank you again, everyone who supported the show in the last season's fundraiser. Just gave us a little bit of wiggle room there to be able to afford to buy some equipment that would help with this live stream, because we'd like to do more of this in the future, particularly some live gaming. Give us a chance to do some more gameplay than we would normally be able to fit into our regular shooting schedule, right? So the only catch is that this solution was hopefully going to give us 2 cameras that would be nice and crisp, like the one you're seeing here. Unfortunately, my other camera is not able to really output with the same level of quality. So instead, we've got this webcam on the table shot. So this is going to be a little blurrier. It's not as crisp, but for the purposes of the game that we're going to play a little bit later, this should be fine. How's it looking? You get any notes or
Someone just
feedback?
mentioned that you sounded a little different from me, so I just wanted to check to make sure both our mics are on, but they are.
Okay, maybe I'm just being a little louder right
It's
now.
possible, yeah.
Okay, so
Let's just tone it down.
I'm so excited though, Pep. But yeah, again, if you notice any real technical difficulties, do let us know. Remember, if you'd like to ask us a question, because we will have a Q&A during this, put your question, put the word question in all caps.
Yes.
Your whole question doesn't have to be in all caps, but just the word question at the start, and then your question will help us sort of spy those questions. But otherwise, feel free to talk amongst yourselves in the chat. We always enjoy that too. Okay, so that was...
There are some questions. Do you want to field some questions?
All right, let's do a quick couple of questions, but then we still have some more news. Yes.
Horst der Ill or Horst der Second, I don't know.
Well said.
Says, what's up with the ties?
Horst. The ties, I don't know. I said, Pep, I want to wear a tie. Do you want to tie it up tonight?
I like to wear ties occasionally.
Yeah.
If I go play Magic or something like that, I'll usually wear a tie. I like to be
do,
fancy.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of in the mood for a tie tonight. I felt you guys were worth it. You're worth it to dress up a little bit.
And Dom Lalonde wants to know, or Dom Lalonde, do you shop for glasses together?
We do have similar looking glasses, don't we?
We do.
I think, did you get your new ones first or did I? I think I did first, but just shortly before you.
Yeah, they're
and
pretty
then soon
close.
after you were grabbing yours.
Yeah, and they're definitely different. I think yours actually seem to have a name brand on them.
Yeah, I have a little name. And mine are maybe just a little bit bigger, but definitely the prescriptions are different.
Oh, yes.
I put your glasses on and I nearly killed myself. Yeah. So, yes, we do have similar looking glasses, that's for sure.
Do we want more questions?
Sure, give me one more, if you got another one. And then
question.
Yes.
Oh, when will Lucky Luke join you in a playthrough?
Oh, good question.
That question comes up quite a bit.
It does, and understandably, it's always fun having Luke on or Andrea on the show. Luke, right now, he's in school full time, and when he's not in school, he's doing homework or other extracurricular activities. And believe it or not, the gameplay videos, although it might it's a 20-minute video, it actually represents an hour or two at least of recording time.
At least, yeah.
So, at least. So to sort of say to Luke, okay, Luke, now for the next week, you're going to have to book off 2 or 3 hours a night with your dad in the basement recording videos and get all your homework done and have a life. It's a little more of a challenge. So I think during summer vacation, I think that's the last time I did a playthrough with him was Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition, I think it was.
Right, yep.
Right? And I think that might have been around Christmas vacation time. Christmas vacation. One of the vacation times or whatever. It was a little easier to fit in. So we might see him back again, assuming that all scheduling lines up. Because the thing is, once you start a gameplay, you have to finish it.
We have to finish it. And usually we do work 9 to 5-ish.
Yeah, you and I. When we're recording, that's...
So if we're going to film gameplays, generally we'll do them during the day. Well, he'd be at school too. So it makes it would really throw off our schedule. Especially for a longer one.
Yeah, especially for a long one, trying to do it in the evening time. So anyway, hopefully that sort of answers that. I should mention here, before we get too farther into this, we do have a couple different cameras set up here. This is the one we're calling the cough cam. It's for when I have to cough. I still have a little bit of a cold, and so occasionally, I remember asking if you had some tissues.
Oh, and I completely forgot about that. I'll just
grab those tissues. So,
I love having these lav mics on because I can just walk away and keep talking.
Just remember you were mic'd the whole time. So I still have this nagging cough that hasn't quite gone away. So anytime I'm going to lose a lung, I'll just switch to the cough cam while I do that, which is Pep's case. And I will cough, and Pep will not.
I'll try not to cough.
Okay. So April was really kind of a weird month for us in a lot of ways because I would call it the month of travel and death, right?
Nobody died, though.
Nobody did die, but we were trying very hard because I had a cough that wouldn't quit, and you had a cough initially, I think, wasn't it? You had a little something. Well,
I had some abdomen pain that I thought might be appendicitis, and then found out I had shingles.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are for a roof, not for.
I know. I'm like, I can't have shingles.
You're in an apartment.
I'm in an apartment. There's no shingles up there. And Infinity War happened.
That's true. Infinity War did happen. We will not spoil anything. Don't worry. We will not spoil anything. But we did. I got to see it. I actually got to see it without being spoiled, which was amazing because I didn't get to see it right away.
You were so busy.
Thankfully, I was busy, and I was just trying to avoid the internet. And my friends were friendly and did not spoil things. Did you manage to get to it without?
I saw it on Sunday.
You saw it on Sunday.
So I did have to avoid the internet as well.
Sometimes you seek out some information. Did you seek out any information?
I do seek out some stuff ahead of time. Basically, if I know it's going to be about something in particular, sometimes I'll look up ahead of time to know kind of what ish might happen. Like I looked up the Infinity Gauntlet storyline in the comics ahead of time to kind of know what the Infinity Gauntlet could do.
Gotcha.
Because
Curious
I don't know.
Powers. You always like to know about the powers of things.
Well,
right?
I do. Yeah. And I think it's really interesting because sure, you can go into a movie knowing exactly or not knowing anything that's happening and be surprised.
Yeah.
But I actually like going into the movie knowing a little bit. Like, for example, knowing what the time stone can do. And then when you go into the movie, you have this anticipation. I know some of the crazy things that could happen.
Right, okay.
And so when it happens, you're like, oh, this is it.
Well,
so it's...
I think without spoiling anything, we can say, I think we both would say, correct me if I'm wrong, that we would recommend it. We quite enjoyed it, right?
Definitely.
So I'm very happy for the Marvel Universe and the Cinematic Universe particularly. I think they just continue to knock it out of the park. And this was really quite a tour de force, having all these characters in one movie and trying to tie it all together. So
I even saw it in the D-Box.
Oh, you saw it in the D-Box. So the D-Box seats, if it's not this, I don't know if it's called the D-Box seats everywhere, but the D-Box seats are the ones that are kind of they move and they shift
shake.
Based on the camera movement. So if the camera's moving to the left, your seat kind of sways to the left. It might rumble or whatever when someone gets punched or there's an action or whatever.
Yeah, basically anything involving Spider-Man kind of just makes you sick. Because it's just...
I did it once. I did it for, I think it was Rogue One, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah? No. No, sorry. Continue. It was Force Awakens.
Was it? It was a Star Wars movie.
Or The Last Jedi, whatever the last one.
I think what was cool. Oh, no, sorry, it was Doctor Strange. I saw it. No, sorry, I'm just changing everything. But all the floating scenes and stuff, the flying scenes, it was really cool to kind of feel like it's kind of you're moving with Doctor Strange.
Or when the building starts spinning.
Yeah, that's when I got sick. But it's pretty cool. I wouldn't do it every time. It's a little more expensive and stuff, but I think it's worth doing once to try it out. But anyway, so that was, April was kind of, yes, a bit nuts with travel and the sickness, but I think we're on the mend for the most part. You fully recovered.
Oh yeah, I feel great.
Would you recommend Shingles?
Well, this is the thing. The internet and my doctor made it sound like it could get really bad.
I was really worried for you.
Intense pain and possibly permanent pain. There's nothing like that. I had maybe one day where I just didn't want to get out of bed because
Yeah.
anything touching that area was very.
You got on it quick though, right? You got on it quick
did.
and you got the medication. That's the key. Look, if you get nothing else from this,
yeah, that's the important thing. They say 72-hour window. If you don't hit it within the 72-hour window, you're likely going to experience some bad things. So
yes. So get on it quick if you think you might be experiencing shingles. So that was our shingles chat, our medical moment here on the live show. May will be a schedule full of more content, which is nice. Tomorrow we'll be releasing the How to Play for Pioneer Days, which is a game by Matthew Dunstan and Chris Marling. I was very fortunate. I went to Aircon. When was Aircon? It was in March. I think it was in March. Yes, it was in March. It was fantastic. I had a great time there. And it was really cool because Matthew Dunstan and Chris Marling, the designers of that game, were there. And I had not planned to put this one on the schedule. I played it with them, and I was like, I'm going to put this one on the schedule. So that's sort of a review-ish, I suppose. Whatever the impression I got from it, I decided to share it. So you will see that on the channel tomorrow. Pep and I were working on that and just finalizing it today. So we did a live show today. We're happening right now. We'll have another, hopefully, tutorial we'll be shooting this week. I don't know if we'll release this week. Role Player. Spoiler, that's the next one we're going to do. And we plan to do, I don't have the cover here, unfortunately.
We had it here earlier, so I just kind of thought I could reach down and grab it. And
I stole it. I took it back home. I got it set up on the table there. What else? We'll start a gameplay. Maybe we'll do Role Player as a gameplay. That could be kind of fun, building characters together. So Role Player is a game where you're building characters.
We can't guarantee it to be fun.
No, right, no, exactly. The gameplay will be a gameplay.
Normal.
That's what it will be. Normal, flat, neutral.
I'll enjoy it.
This is difficult.
I always love making characters in RPGs, and that's what the game is. It's just making your character, right?
Yeah.
You don't even play the character, right?
Correct, but they've released an expansion, which I also do have, and the expansion introduces monsters, and I believe you take the characters that you've built in the base game, and then you can go fight with them, and sort of see how they do on a mini adventure.
That's neat.
Or something. So, is it? Yes. It could be neat. Anyway, so we don't cover expansions on the show, but it's one that I want to try as well. And maybe, I don't know, probably in the tutorial I'll make mention of the expansion existing at the very least. Okay, so that's kind of what's coming up in May along with other things. Although I should mention, at the end of May, BGG Spring. I'm really excited about this. This is my first time going to BGG Spring. I've been to BGG Con, which is in November.
Yep.
And in May we have BGG Spring. It's a, I don't know how to compare it. I guess because I've never gone would be one thing, but I've heard that it is a little more low-key. I don't know if the attendance is as high, but I've heard they sold out. Ooh. So that's pretty cool. It's just going to be an opportunity to go and play a bunch of games. So if you're going to BGG Spring, I hope to see you there. If you're not going and you'd like to go, get in the waiting list, because oftentimes people will have last-minute things. They drop out, they can't attend, and then spots open up. So I'd love to see you there. In fact, I had before the live shows, we will post an announcement on our guild on BGG saying, hey, a live show's starting. If you have any questions, let us know in advance. And Jared Roberts asked, are you still willing to give me that free hug at BGG Spring? Apparently, Jared, I promised you this at one point in time. So as a man of my word, yes, I will give you that hug at BGG Spring. I'm a bit of a hugger. I don't know about you. When you are at a convention and you're seeing someone you haven't seen in a while, or maybe you know, would you hug, or do you go for the handshake, or did you go for the hello?
I'm almost always, I don't have any qualms over any sort of touching, so it's basically what it looks like the other person.
Right.
If someone kind of comes and they do this, I've actually had a couple really fun scenarios where someone kind of comes in for a handshake, and then they're like, I'm just going to hug you, and it's like, all right.
It's the ambush hug. Okay, all right.
They're like, they're going to shake your hand.
They've already got you because you moved in for the handshake.
Oh, yeah.
It's
like,
I got you.
No, you're getting a hug. And it's like, all right.
I never know. Like I'm kind of a hugger by nature, but I also kind of want to respect, because not everyone's looking for a hug type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, got to feel it out a little bit. But yeah. So yes, Jared, if I see you at the convention, remind me it's you. Say, hey, it's me, Jared, the guy you promised a free hug to, and then the transaction will happen. Okay. So
just to let everyone know,
yes.
I know there's a lot of questions kind of rolling by. If we miss your question, don't worry. Usually near the end of the live show, we'll go back through and try to answer everything.
Definitely. Go back and we'll try to run through. And we usually carve out a good 15, 20 minutes just to try to bang through some questions that you guys have posted.
Yeah. Speaking of which, do you want to answer some?
Sure, let's do a couple of them.
Random ones.
We can stay a little bit ahead. Let me see what's coming next. Okay.
I'm not going in a particular order, so I suppose I should.
Yeah, let's start at the top and go down.
I think we talk about something else while I do this then.
I should mention we are going to play a game here a little bit later. We have a game called Deja Vu, and we're going to play that with you guys, sort of with you. I mean, me and Pep playing. Mep?
Mep.
You've been called everything under the sun.
Oh.
Pip, Pat, It's PEP, by the way. It's P-E-P. PEP.
Yeah, I actually love. There's a lot of people that are in the comments will just call me Pip casually.
Yes, yeah.
And it's like it's funny. People call me Pip in real life at some point, kind of as like a fun pen name to Pep.
Right. We should mention you don't take offense to it.
No, because I used to work for customer service, and I would say my name's Pep, and they'd say Pat, and that Pat is my default. If someone can't understand when I say Pep, I just switch to Pat.
Yeah, sure.
I'm like, I'm not. I don't want to sit here and have a conversation about it, so I'm like, it's Pat. Yes, you got it. It's definitely Pat.
All right.
First question, I like this one.
Okay.
It was from Davignola, which is, should I stay or go see Infinity War?
Oh, stay for this or go see Infinity War? Well, here's what oh gosh.
I would say go see Infinity War.
Yeah.
You can watch this again later.
They can watch Infinity later, though, too.
Yeah, and you can ask questions here now while it's live. But yeah, you can just go see Infinity tomorrow.
Look, you should definitely go see Infinity War if you've been anticipating it. We'll still be here later when you come back, because nothing on this can be really spoiled, but Infinity War could still be spoiled for you, I suppose. What a dilemma you face. What a dilemma. I'm glad it's a dilemma for you. What else we got? Another question there? Oh, someone asked, when they want to ask a question, can we just put a capital Q instead of the full question? You could, but question, the full word, really grabs our eyeballs.
I like this question. This game is broken ass. How did you find Aircon? Which you already kind of briefly touched on.
Sure, yeah.
But the other question is, will your relationship with BGG mean you go to more or less small cons?
Ooh, interesting. So Aircon, I had a fantastic time there. The organizer reached out to me and said, would you like to come? We had a nice chat. I just hit it off with him really right away. I love the philosophy of the convention. It was like a BGG con, except in the UK. It was kind of the way it felt. So anyway, yeah, had a great time there. Played loads of games, met lots of nice people, and I was in the UK for the first time. I'd never been there before, and that trip was really fantastic. And the hosts again really made that possible. So that was great. Will there be more or less smaller cons specifically? That was the question, wasn't it? That's an interesting one. For example, Aircon reached out to me again and said, hey, would you like to come to Aircon again as a special guest next year? And I spoke to BGG about it, made sure there's no conflicts in our schedule, and it wasn't. And so, yeah, I'll be there at that one. There's another convention in Oklahoma later this year called Token Con. That's a smaller convention. I'll be at that one as well. I really enjoy, look, big conventions are fun, they're exciting, but I like the small conventions. I just do.
No, I agree. I'm not even likely not going to go to Gen Con this year unless I just finagle myself a room and do something weird. But and the big reason why is that I kind of decided between Gen Con or BGG Con. And BGG Con is nice, it's smaller.
Yeah.
You're just kind of hanging out with people and playing games. Whereas with Gen Con, although I love the big sprawling area, I find a lot of the time is just spent walking around looking at stuff.
Sure.
And I love doing that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I'm going to pay equal amounts of money to walk around and look at stuff or play games with people I never see, I'd rather do that. So.
Right. I will be at Gen Con this year. It's still just an incredible, insane show.
Oh yeah.
And really, one of the things I always say about Gen Con is just one of the coolest expressions of our hobby to the world. Kind of like everyone for a while goes like, "Wow, there's a whole bunch of people gathering just for board games and other stuff too, of course." But board games are a big focus of it, tabletop gaming. So that's pretty fantastic. So yes, with BGG Con there will be more conventions overall, but yes, still smaller conventions as well. Do you have another question there? If not, I'll move on to the next thing here.
Lucky Jackson wants to know, what game mechanic or type of game do you feel has been overdone lately?
I'm going to borrow. Do you have an answer? I've been doing a lot of blabbing. Or do you want to think about it? Because I have something I can say quickly on it.
Okay, you start.
Okay. I'm going to actually steal a little bit from the Secret Cabal Gaming Podcast, who I just want to say a quick congratulations to. They finished their fundraiser for their next season, and they funded, thanks to all the support of the Kabbalists and other people who really enjoy that show, of which I'm one of them. And so big congrats to that. Looking forward to another year of fantastic content from them. But one of the things they were talking about on the show recently was just feeling like, gosh, I've played so many dungeon crawler styled games. If I see another game that's map tiles and figures on it, moving around, fighting monsters, I might just not feeling the same energy for that.
Yeah.
I love those kind of games.
Same.
I was about to start listing some of them. Well, you've seen them on the show. We featured them on the show before. Games like Mansions of Madness and things like that, I keep going back to and playing over and over again.
Massmora,
Arcadia Quest, those kind of games, right, that we featured. And even Wrath of Ashardalon going back, way back when, right? So Way back. That was like the first official Watch It Played video was with Rash of a Chardalon. Rash of a Chardalon. Oh! That's what you had.
It's Shingles!
So that is something I still enjoy playing, but I understand kind of feeling a little overloaded. When I see so many Kickstarters that are those kind of games, and I must admit, like when I see them now, I just kind of swipe left. Like I just move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Unless it's an established publisher that I really know well, I tend to just sort of go, well, it's just more fighting monsters again, I guess. Now, these are cyclical things. I'll come back around, I have no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
But right now, I think I've maybe sort of tapped out on those for a bit.
Deck builders are the one that I think of, although, to be honest, right now it doesn't feel like there's tons of deck builders coming out. I think, like, last year and the year before, it felt like deck builders had really just exploded. And the funny thing is, I love deck builders. It's probably one of my favorite types. But eventually, unless you're adding a very new mechanic, it does just become... Like when I walk into a new deck builder, like buy the most expensive card that's available, pick up cards that let you draw more cards. Right. Like it's
usually
the
weak stuff.
The weak stuff. Oh yeah, if there's a scrapping mechanic, do that instantly as much as possible.
Now there have been some games like Clank where it combines it with a board and you're doing something else. There's something that like it's a little different, right?
But then they released another Clank.
They did, and another Clank.
Which they did release, like it does have new mechanics to it a little bit, but it's still like, it's just kind of borrowing from Clank in a lot of ways. So it's just another deck. Well, I don't want to say it's just another deck builder. I don't want to review, because I honestly do like the new Clank.
Yes, that's right. Wait, what? You've just reviewed. We are terrible. Look, it's just...
The live show really brings it out.
It's a minefield of opinions, isn't it? It's difficult. Anyway, but yeah, so, I mean, I think, what's another big deck builder that came out recently? Oh, what was one we were talking about before the live stream started? It's AEG, right? They released Thunderstone.
Edge of Darkness.
Is that, and the new Thunderstone or whatever, and Mystic Veil is kind of like a deck building.
It's both a deck builder and a card builder, I guess, which is interesting. Card crafting is the system.
Card crafting, that's right.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of systems that we've seen used quite a bit, and you know, if I didn't play another game like that right away, I wouldn't be the end of the world to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to just answer a quick question from Vincent Vignola, who asked on the BGG site.
Do it.
Will you keep past promos available on PodPledge with this new partnership? The partnership being with BGG. I should mention he said a congratulations. Maybe we should just talk about this collaboration quickly, because I'm not sure if, hopefully most people who are watching this have seen the news, but if you haven't, there's a video on the channel called Big Announcement, I think it's called, or something like that, surprise announcement or whatever. Watch that, because that'll give you all the details. But basically, I found a fantastic partnership to join forces with Board Game Geek. We were both, interestingly, they approached me to see if I would be interested in sort of joining forces with them. And I had already been discussing, I think I even talked to you, and have talked to other people. I was like, man, you know, I don't know where the next step is for Watch It Played, but I think if it was somewhere, wouldn't it be fantastic if there's a way for me to work with Board Game Geek? And so for both of us to be thinking that simultaneously and find each other, it was just perfect. It was perfect, really. Happy to review my experience there. It was amazing because it was so natural and it was such a good fit, right? So we announced that that's going to be happening. It's actually starting May. So that's happening now. Exciting.
5 days ago.
And a big thank you to everyone who's supported the show for all these years, really, because it's made it possible for us to continue to grow, get the equipment we need, hopefully to continue improving, to have Pep come on full-time with the show. That was a really big deal. I mean, you can't even know it.
That was funny, too. So you didn't
talk about this.
He didn't mention that in the video. He didn't mention, I don't think, anything about me in the video. And so
I didn't say anything about, like, well, and Pep's coming with this arrangement. Because in my mind, it's like, well, it's obvious. I wouldn't pursue a new partnership and then leave Pep behind.
But then, like, the most asked question on the video.
What's happening to Pep?
Yeah.
And it's like, of course, a big oversight on my part. So yes, Pep is still working with Watch It Played. And Watch It Played still its own channel. We still have, it's still its own sort of separate business, if you will. But this is a partnership that really is going to be joined at the hip. And I'm really excited about that. So you can look forward to more stuff happening in collaboration with BGG as time moves forward.
Yeah, and I do want to say a big thanks just to everyone who made a comment like that too, because it kind of means a lot when a lot of people ask that kind of question. Is Pep still going to be around? Like Pep can still follow along, right? Like this is going to be money for Pep too, right? So I just love seeing that everyone was concerned about it. It made me feel welcome, It
was a really nice endorsement because you haven't been with the show since the beginning, and so it's nice to get that kind of feedback of going like, no, people like Pep on the show.
Yeah.
I know I like Pep on the show, but it's great to hear you guys liking it as well. So that was a really nice thing. And so to answer Vincent's question, will the past promos still be available? So we won't be running a fundraiser again this year because, again, this collaboration with BGG is going to make it possible for us to move forward without that, which is wonderful. But I still have this backlog of these old promos. And so if you go to the Pod Pledge link, which is not in the description of this video yet, but it will be hopefully by the time we're finished it and I can post it on there, you will find a link and you can pick up all of the past promos at basically the same donation value as when the campaigns were from before, including promos from like way back when. So if there's something you didn't pick up, maybe something from Xenoshift or one of those older promos, they're available there. And certainly that support goes a long way. Because, for example, with the live show, we would like to I need to pick up a second camera now, basically, if we want to do like live gaming marathons or live game streaming, so we have a good camera for the table. So those things really help out in a big way there. So yes, I'll put a link in the description below. That's how you can pick up the promos. Do you have any other questions kind of queued up?
Oh, there's always. Tony Simpkins.
Yeah, Tony.
Wants to know, what cons do we each plan to attend this year? We kind of touched on it.
We did.
For me, it's likely just BGG Con.
Right, in the fall.
In the
whatever,
fall,
right?
and possibly Gen Con if I weasel my way in.
Right. Now, let's see, BGG Spring, BGG at Sea. That's going to be the cruise.
Oh, right,
right, which I'm really excited for. That's in June. Can't wait for that. Then Origins will be after that. There is Token Con. I forget exactly when in the year. I think it's towards September. There'll be Gen Con, BGG Con.
HalCon?
I won't be at HalCon this year because that's at the same time as Essen.
Oh, is Essen.
And so...
but you are going to Essen.
I'm hopefully going to Essen either one of two ways, either with BGG or we have our Geek Nation Tours trip. And I think I have to talk to them to see if we have enough people signed up to make sure that is a lock. But if you'd like to join me at Essen and go on a very cool week-long tour beforehand in Germany, I'll put a link to that in the description below as well. You can sign up and
you got to write all this stuff down.
We really should be writing this down. I'm forgetting most of it. Maybe someone in the comments, not in the live comments. Oh, I could write it down. Look at that. So we've got what? The promos?
Yep.
And Essen.
Essen.
All right. And I think I'm probably forgetting something, but I think that's the lineup. It's quite a bit. But it hopefully shouldn't interfere with our shooting schedule, which is still packed full as well. So, yeah, so that's our trips. So hopefully I'll see you at one of those conventions during the year. I'd love to.
There's 2 questions in a row that I think we're going to answer the same, like with the default answer we always give on things.
Okay, let's
so
do
I'll
it
ask him anyway.
Sure.
Maximilian Santiago wants to know, when are you going to do the Rising Sun how to play?
Okay.
And my question is, are we?
How are you going to do it?
Yeah.
It's a great question. I get these questions with some frequency. When are you going to do game X, Y, or Z or whatever? And the default answer that we always say is we avoid pre-announcing games that we might consider featuring because our schedule can change. And I just don't want to disappoint. I've made the mistake in the past of saying, Memoir 44, can't wait to do it. I never did it. And I still get comments today going like, when's that Memoir 44 video coming? Or the big one, Forbidden Stars, was one that I was convinced I was going to be doing a video for. And then it just never happened. And it can be for a myriad of reasons. I don't like to let someone down. So it's easier for me just to go, nothing, I'm not going to say anything until we're at the scripting phase, till I know like it's absolutely happening. So,
yeah.
So Rising Sun, I'd rather just not even say, even if I knew I'm not going to do it, I don't even want to say then, because maybe I will do it.
Yeah.
Like I might change my mind or an opening might happen or whatever, right? So unfortunately, I have to leave you kind of in the dark there a little bit around future games that we might be featuring.
I think Seasons was my favorite when it came to that.
Seasons.
Yeah.
What a good story that was too, right? Because, well, so many goofy things. So I was announced I was going to do Season. No, that was like a viewer-voted game.
It was a viewer-voted game, so you like technically had to do Seasons.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like 2 years?
It was something like 2 years. I just, like sometimes when the schedule gets sort of jammed up and one thing after another starts coming in, it's sometimes a game like that, I push a little bit. Like, oh, I don't have to do that right now. Pretty soon, like months have passed, and it's like, oh my gosh, when am I going to fit this in? And then like, you were going to record it.
Oh,
yourself, remember?
Yeah, so what happened was it was his birthday and he was at BGG Con.
Right.
And so what I did is I got a bunch of the people I knew as friends, and I wasn't technically part of the show at that point.
Right, right.
And so, but I asked Christy if I could break into your house and use your computer to edit some video together, of which I hadn't done in like 8 years, by the way.
No, that's
This
right.
is like my first time editing. So I got all his friends to send me videos. I know.
Because you're an editing machine.
Yeah, now all I do is edit. But yeah, I got them all to send me little videos, and I just said, listen, the only thing I need at the end...
Because it was my birthday, right?
Because it was your birthday. And
right.
It was little like, oh, happy birthday. And I said, the last thing you have to say, though, is, what is going on with that Seasons video? Where's the Seasons video?
Yeah, that's right.
And so that was great. I put it all together, and I sent it, and it wasn't too long after that you actually got the Seasons video done, right?
In a lot of ways, I think it nudged me like, yeah, I got to finally get this thing done.
Yeah.
And so we got it done. And you had even like thought, man, if I could just find a way, you were going to record the tutorial for me.
Yeah, and it ended up being too much because, again, I hadn't really been doing anything at that point.
Project.
But I did record the intro and like a few little clips, which I included in it, and I think like the outro or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was too ambitious for me to try to get done.
I had almost forgotten about that. Thanks for that question. That's great, actually. That whole question of would you do this led to that conversation and that memory, which was really, really cool. Here, I'm going to do a quick couple things here, and then we'll jump back to some more questions. So I just wanted to mention quickly, I was away at the Gathering of Friends. I don't know if you know much about the Gathering of Friends, or...
A little bit. It's in Toronto, right?
No, it's in New so you know nothing.
I know nothing.
Well, look, it's not that far away. I did have to fly into Toronto and then just drive 45 minutes across the U.S. border into Niagara, New York.
What's in Niagara?
It's the Gathering of Friends. It's actually run by Alan Moon, the designer of Ticket to Ride, and it's been going on for like 28 years or something crazy. It's been going on for a long time.
Wow.
Excuse me. And so anyway, it is invitation only because it's a small group. It's a small group to sort of have come in. They're generally friends of Alan or friends of friends, basically, right?
Yeah.
So it was a neat opportunity to get to go there, and basically it was an opportunity just to play a ton of games. And I really focused on playing games I would not normally get to play anywhere else. I played Combat Commander for the first time, which is a chits and hex kind of war game, and it was, I can't help myself. It was amazing. I'm just going to say it. It was amazing. It was such an incredible time I had playing it. I'm not even really talking about the game. I was sitting down with my friend Chris Moulton, and we talked about playing this game for months and months and months. And this was like, we're together, let's do it here. We got all the time in the world. And it was really a crazy experience. I really want to play this game with you. So I played Combat Commander, played Feast for Odin, Steph Hodge there. Ooh. It was really cool to meet Steph.
I'm waiting to play that one.
She was just a gaming machine and taught it incredibly well. Feast for Odin starts with, hey, there's 60 actions you can take. And so she had to teach like 60 actions just to begin the gameplay, right?
Yeah.
And she did just a marvelous, marvelous job. What else did I play there? I played Treasure Island, which is a new game coming from Matago, the makers of Kemet and other games like that. This is a very different kind of game. I was talking to you about this a little bit. Yeah. This is the one where you have a map, this giant map. One of the players is Long John Silver, and he's going to hide the treasure somewhere on this map by literally, he has a smaller version of the map, and he just puts a dot on it, like with a marker or whatever, just marks a dot behind the screen, says that's where the treasure is. And now everyone else is trying to find the treasure, but you're not really working together. You want to be the only pirate to find the treasure, right? And the way you find it is then by almost like a miniatures game, kind of. You have your person on the map where you start, and you can move a certain distance with a measuring tool, and then you can do a search. So if you make a move, your search is smaller in the area. So it's like a 3-inch circle you draw physically on this map. And then if you stay put and don't move, you can draw a 6-inch circle. And so then the Long John Silver will say, yes, you found it, or no, you didn't. But throughout the game, he has to provide you with clues. There are certain points in time where he has to go, okay, here's some information. He draws a line maybe on the map and goes, the treasure is north of this line or it's south of this line. The catch is that he can lie. A couple of times during this, he can lie. Now, you have the option to burn a turn, basically, to go ahead and peek and see if he lied or not. And then you can use that information to help your friends or not. I was playing this with, I think it was Joshua Giffens and from CGE, and the Shut Up and Sit Down guys, and we had just a blast. Matt Lees was Long John Silver. He was a monster, an absolute monster. It was so difficult to find his treasure. I think we did in the end, if I remember correctly. But it was just like on the last turn, the last chance we had. It was crazy. And we were all being very dodgy, not giving each other clues. By the end, when we realized he's going to get away with this, we all banded together. We all said, okay, fine, let's work together and see if we can find this treasure, basically. Because the last thing we want is for all of us to lose. That's worse than him, you know what I mean, than any one of us getting it. So it was quite an interesting experience, so keep an eye out for that game. I played some other stuff, like loads of other games. I won't go into all of it. One of them was, I will mention one quickly, Detective. This is the upcoming game from Portal Games. Okay. And it's kind of like Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, except it's not.
Except you're not Sherlock Holmes.
No, you're not Sherlock Holmes. You're a group of detectives, and you are trying to solve a mystery, but you don't have this book that you're flipping through. You have a deck of cards. That's one thing. And you have access to the internet. So there'll be times where you'll get a clue, and you're like, okay, I can go to Wikipedia and find out about that. And the information you find there will help inform the solving of the mystery. So you're actually using real-life stuff now to solve the crimes that are going on in this game. Actually, it was really cool because while I was there, I had a chance to get the rule book. And First Martians, there was some concerns and complaints about the rule book. I don't think that's a mystery to anybody. And I was like, I'd love to take a look at this rule book and make some notes or whatever. I have to say I was really impressed. I did have a few notes. They were generally pretty minor. The rule book was great. If you've been concerned about Portal Games' rule books and you're worried about like Detective and its rule book, I feel like I can say it's very good. It's very good. And most likely we will have a tutorial video for that game when it comes out as well. So keep an eye out for that. That's Detective. The other game that was played a lot at the gathering was The Mind. And we have that here. We may have a chance to take a quick look at that one a little bit later. So you probably have heard about it if you've been watching social media and that. It's not out yet. It's available in Europe, I believe, and in other places. And so it's sort of trickling in. People are ordering it in to get copies, but it will be available at Origins. So we should take a look at that one a little bit later.
Yeah.
A couple more questions and maybe a game, or what?
Yeah. Jackie Fox wants
Time for
to
the
know...
cough cam. Yes?
What? What are your favorite games
I'm
that you're
just dying
playing
over here.
right now?
Dying off screen. Favorite games?
Yeah, that we're playing right now.
Well, there's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
The favorite. So that's the question number 2. What games are we going to feature and what are our favorite games? Well, because on Watch It Played we don't review, I know this live show is betraying that policy pretty poorly because we keep stepping into opinions about games here. But we generally try not to review or share our opinions on games here on the channel. My preference is to sort of show the games that we want to feature and show you how they work, maybe even do a gameplay to sort of let you see it in action, but otherwise let you make up your own mind about the games that we're featuring rather than sort of weigh in ourselves and kind of sit more of that neutral ground. I always find it difficult because I don't know if what I enjoy is going to be something you're going to enjoy or not. I know that people do use that information for those purposes, and it always makes me a little bit nervous, honestly.
That being said, is there anything you've been playing a lot of recently?
Thanks, Pep. Wow, I thought I'd really gotten out the door and I was in the clear, but no. Well, we have been playing a fair bit of The Mind lately. I won't say if it's a favorite or not, but I am playing it an awful lot. That's weird. I'll tell you something else I've been playing a lot of lately. Okay. Castles of Burgundy.
Oh, that's an old one.
It's an older one by Stefan Feld. It's a Euro game, and I've just been playing the heck out of that. Both the physical copy as well as on Yukata, which is like an online format for playing tabletop games. So. Yeah, Castles of Burgundy. Maybe a game you'd like to check out. If you enjoy Euro games, maybe that one would be of interest to you. But yeah, what about you, Pap? Anything you've been playing frequently?
I recently got to start playing Evolution Climate. It came out a while ago, but it's I've been enjoying playing that. Oh, like I like playing it over playing Evolution. Like I like what it changes about the game. It's just reviewy now. Yeah. The other thing I've been getting back into, started playing Magic the Gathering.
We might have to have a new policy for the live show.
Where we just are allowed to?
Well, up to a point.
Up to a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Magic the Gathering lately, and I'm not going to count it as a board game, so I'm going to say that I really enjoy the new set that came out, Dominaria.
Oh, that's a way around the rules.
Return to
this
Dominaria.
Is not a board game. Here's my opinion on it.
Game. It's kind
of
different.
Let's talk about Terra Mystica, which is not a board game. Here's my opinion on it.
But yeah, so no, it's been cool getting back into Magic, and it felt like a good set to jump back in. So
I have to stay away from those collectible card games.
Oh, I know.
I'm not good for them.
You're
good at them though, because you really just play the cards that you want to use in your deck.
Yeah. Whereas I don't keep a huge I do have a reasonably large collection now, but I don't want every card from every set. And I remember when you were playing.
As soon as I see on the bottom right-hand corner of the card, 1 of 400, I go, well, I want to have all 400. So I can put them all in a binder, and I can look at them all, and I can check off every box on the checklist and go, I've got them all. It's like a stupid compulsion. But.
And I mean, I would be up for that if every card was somewhere between like 10 cents and $1.
Right.
But
yes, I agree.
When the number 70 out of 400 is a $70 card,
right.
If you bought that, I would just look at you and be like, why? Are you going to use that at least?
Never.
Like, I wouldn't even buy it to use it.
It's to go into this empty space in this binder.
Empty space in the binder.
So I can check off that box.
And not to say that collecting things are bad, because if you want to collect things, but listen, I've been in this guy's house. He collects a good number of things. Well, if you play a board game, you have every Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition book and product that has ever been released.
I do, yeah.
And have you played 5th edition?
No, I haven't.
But
yes,
it's still good. Like it's good to have the things available.
I am a little bit of a collector.
A little bit.
I think I go through cycles because I don't buy comic books the way I used to anymore. I mean, board games are kind of it. That's kind of where I collect.
Yeah. And even the 5th edition thing was kind of a cycle too, because you didn't get the most recent one.
No,
right?
I said I only get everything that comes out in the first year. And I think then something came out just into the next year, and you're like, well, Rod,
I even told you,
you're
to
like, Rod,
get
this is a really good book. You should pick that
the
one
Tales
up.
of the Yawning Portal, I think, and I was like, this one is really.
So I did.
Yeah.
Yes. Someday I'm going to play.
So it's kind of my fault.
It is your fault.
Yeah.
It's all your
And I
fault.
borrow his books too.
You do.
So.
This has all been a scheme on your part. Hey, look, I don't have to buy them in
I
Rocky.
can't deny it. That actually reminds me, though. Amanda Panda, it's not here, but I remember seeing it somewhere else. Amanda Panda asked, is there anything else that we collect?
Oh.
Yeah, are there any notable collections you can think of?
I did mention comic books. I still collect comic books, but I'm not as avid as I was before. I just saw the new Hellboy Omnibus, which collects like, I don't know, it's like 600 pages or something crazy. And I own all the Hellboy stuff, but I do love those collections. So I'm going to be picking that up. I still continue to get all the Hellboy stuff, though.
Yeah, and you seem to collect, when it comes to comics, kind of like you have favorite people in comics, and you collect all of that person, right?
Yeah, generally. Like,
Yeah.
I like a run of something. So like Garth Ennis's Punisher. Punisher's my favorite comic book character, but I don't buy everything Punisher. I like certain writers on the character, and I'll buy those runs, you know?
Yeah.
Same with like Captain America. I don't buy everything, but I really liked Ed Brubaker's run, so I bought all of that, that sort of thing, yeah. I think beyond that, I don't really collect a whole lot of other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like other than just board games and things
It's
related
Turtles.
to board games. Yeah. So, well, dice, which
Dice?
is related to
Yes,
games.
you love
I have
dice.
two major things. I collect dice, and the other thing I collect is turtles. And today's Tuesday, Turtle Tuesday. I often will post and tweet about turtles.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real thing, actually, like about regular turtles. But just since I'm not tweeting, this was a great picture by I think it's Justin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Justin Gerard, and it's just a beautiful.
That is really cool.
Yeah, it's like a girl riding a flying
let's
turtle.
get the close up here.
Oh yeah, we could even.
No, I'm gonna do
Oh,
it.
you're close up of me.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah,
Look at
look
that.
at this, and it's just lovely.
It's a beauty.
Personally, I like tortoises more than sea turtles, but the fact that this turtle is flying rather than swimming is just lovely. And I saw this when I was at Gen Con one year, and I just had to buy it. And he was there at the booth with his wife, and I think I've told this story on a live show before.
I'd do it again.
But it was just a great experience because I talked to them, and I decided to ask, did you two is art what brought you together? And it was. They actually met at Gen Con something like 10 years before. They were across from each other and were both a little too shy to talk to each other.
Yeah.
And then eventually it just happened and they clicked, and now they have a combined art studio. Like you can look it up online. They have like the Gerard studio, and it's just great. I love hearing that kind of thing.
I think, I don't know, if you were to compile all the stories of people who met at conventions and then something sprung from that, I mean, that is one of the magical things about conventions. We said earlier, like Gen Con, it's such a big, crazy show, but it brings so many people together. I have some of my best memories, honestly, from conventions at Gen Con. Some of the best friends I've made in the industry really have been through these kind of conventions. That's where you meet in person and you get to sort of form real bonds, right? Which is pretty great.
Yeah, and it's forming bonds with people that have similar hobbies to you.
Yeah, right.
Which is great.
You're already kind of on the same platform. Like you already have something to connect together on, right? And then, then it can just grow.
If you go to a bar and you meet someone, I mean,
never know.
You never know. Like you probably share a love of drinking,
right? And getting out of the house.
And getting out of the house. That's right. But you don't know if they're going to have a lot of the same. But you go to a board game convention, I mean, you're likely going to run into people with the same kind of.
That's true. So
Yeah,
go to a convention. If you get a chance, look, it's an expense and all those sort of things, but maybe there's something local or close by to you. You know what? I just found out in 2019 there's going to be an entertainment expo here in Prince Edward Island.
Oh yeah.
I just heard about this.
Yeah, I don't know about it in a while, but yeah. Come on down.
Okay, come on down for it.
The Island Entertainment Expo.
I don't know what it's going to be like. It looks like it's going to be a lot of video games. That's going to be the bigger presence there.
It seems like it's trying to be a mix because it's just the entertainment expo. There's going to be music. I don't know if they're
maybe.
Cosplay. I don't know if they're planning necessarily on having a board game section, but it's something we could even try talking
I
to them
tweeted
about.
at them and said, hey, you should try to maybe increase this. I mean, we got a cafe here on the island.
Yeah.
Things, so I don't know, we'll see. But what do we want to move to next? Do you have another?
Why don't we play a game?
Why don't we play a game? So what we have here in front of us is Deja Vu. This is a game that you cannot get in North America yet.
This seems familiar.
I should have known. I should have known you were going to say that. This, I think, is going to be available in North America soon, though. I'm not sure when. Maybe someone in the comments knows. I saw Scott Alden on there, and maybe he knows, and he could let us know. But either way, we're going to play Deja Vu.
And it's language independent anyway.
It's very language independent.
Other than the rule book, but... The rules are pretty easy to just pass on.
I think I got the rules on BGG, actually.
Yeah.
So there you go. So in this game, you have a deck of cards, like we see here.
Yep.
And on these cards, look, we'll have to reshuffle, but I'm going to just show.
No, deal the first one at least.
Well,
we can just start.
You're right. You're right. You know what? That's fair.
But before, the first important thing you have to do is remove three cards.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3 cards have been removed. I'll set them aside.
They're gone. Okay.
Yeah, they're gone.
So what's going to happen is we're going to go around the table. There's just the two of us. One at a time. We're going to each flip over one card. And on these cards, you will find 1, 2, or 3 objects. So we see 2 objects here. And listen, I know the quality of the shot here is not nearly as sharp and crisp as what you're seeing on our faces. Just what we have to work with here, but hopefully it's enough that you can sort of follow along. So we're going to be flipping these over one at a time.
Yep.
The catch is, as soon as you see an object for the second time, you are then allowed to take it. And each object is only on these cards at most twice.
Right.
They're all on here twice.
Including
exactly twice.
the removed 3 cards.
We did remove 3 cards, so who knows? And again, knowing that on those cards there's 1, 2, or 3 objects, they're either 3 or 9 objects we will not be able to take, and we don't know.
Right.
Now, it is possible that you might take something. Maybe I take this violin, because I see the violin come up, and I'm sure I saw it before.
Yep.
But maybe I didn't see it twice. Maybe that's just my mind tricking me. If the violin then just get flipped over, and I'm holding it already, I'm out.
Yeah.
I lose all my points being all the things I've collected so far. So you don't want to make a mistake in this game.
And it's really easy to make mistakes because a lot of the objects, you'll actually notice this right here, maybe looks like a clock to you, and there's a clock right below it. Actually, this is a compass. It looks slightly different.
It's just right here.
Yeah.
So they're very similar. There's lots of things that are close to each other.
Yeah,
right?
like look at these 2 that are close to each other. Those are also similar.
Lots of things to mess with your mind. So
Yeah.
we'll just quickly go through this first round, and then we'll tell you the rest of the rules, because there's a little more to this after the first round.
And if you think you caught us on something, feel free to point it out. We might not see it because we are playing too, and we'll try to keep our items around
Up
here.
in this area, so you can
you'll be able to see.
And I should also mention, you can take things at any time. In other words, let's just say the donut appears for the second time and neither of us notice it. But then later on we're like, no, I'm pretty sure I did see the donut. You can take it then.
Yeah.
As long as you're right,
And that's important because if we ever get to the end of the deck, before we reveal what those hidden 3 cards are, we have an opportunity to take everything we want.
Take anything you want. Yeah, exactly.
Because at most, there's only 9 things we can't take.
Right.
Maximum.
So if we have 12 things left over, we know there's some stuff we should have taken.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to this, Pep. You're next for the flip.
Okay. And generally we're supposed to flip away. We'll both be flipping away.
It'll be kind of tricky here.
It will be tricky here.
Wait.
Oh,
that's
yes!
I spent so long looking at that first card,
great.
I forgot what was even on it. Okay, well done. Oh,
yeah, that just
that just came out. Very lucky.
Put it in the corner actually, and that'll mark your corner, and that'll mark where you know
the farthest corner.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
you know where everything
You're good
can
at
go.
this. Okay.
Thank you.
problem-
that shell came out.
I know. Oh, he did it? Thanks, yeah. The problem with all this talking, was the cone? I think it was, yeah. You should take it. You should take it. Okay, so go ahead and flip. I think it's your flip.
I regret that already.
The problem with all the talking is that then I lose track of what I've seen and haven't seen.
Oh yeah, what I love to do, I don't know if it's against the rule, but I like to flip a card and say like, donut.
Even when it's not?
Yeah.
That's mean.
It is mean.
Okay.
Don't do that if you like the people you're playing with.
Do not do that.
Do not do that.
Oh, no! Another little rule that I've sort of instituted, it's not in the rules, you won't find it anywhere, is that when you take a token, you have to take the token. In other words, if I go to grab this, and Pep gets his hands on it, it's whoever can get the darn thing actually gets it.
I'd like to promote not being too violent, though.
It can get pretty violent.
But if someone has to go to the hospital afterwards, it might have gone too far.
Or maybe it's exactly worth it.
Oh, I already lost.
Oh, you did? You have this. So technically, I can keep going because I want to collect as many points as I want.
And do I flip or do you keep flipping?
I don't know. I forget that. You can flip though, just so you have something to do here.
Well, plus I'll flip pretty quick.
I'll take that shell. Oh, thanks a lot. Here's the shell. I can't remember now. Other people, though, are probably going to do much better than I am in seeing some of these things.
This is important. You are allowed to flip kind of as fast as you want. And
that's right.
I think that's an important way to...
Shoot, I'm forgetting everything now.
Well, you already have 3 points that I won't have, so...
That's true. I think the glasses... I don't know. The pizza? I think the pizza. Definitely the pizza. We talked about the donut. You said donut when we saw the... Oh, shoot. I can't remember anymore. Oh, that? Yes. I think we saw the pear. Gosh, if I bust now...
Or was it the pear-shaped light bulb?
I'm going to feel so stupid if I bust now. The burger, definitely. Saw the burger. Okay. Oh, man. Wait. Was the axe just on the one below it? I don't think we're allowed to look.
It wasn't. It wasn't. No. We're not supposed to look, but
No.
it wasn't.
The hat, I believe, was. Oh, the mallet was. We just saw it. Okay, I'm not going to do any more because I'm so far ahead.
Yeah,
of
you're
you
already
now.
ahead.
And I don't-
So now what do we do?
we still have to check these, though.
Yeah, we checked
because
these.
I might have made a mistake.
You want to throw it at my face here for a second?
Oh yeah, let's throw it to your face. To your face.
Okay. So
Okay, I don't have that. So
you don't have the duck.
Good.
You didn't take the puzzle piece, right?
I did not.
Or the violin?
No, I didn't. I almost took the violin.
Now this is great because you mentioned 2 of these cards and didn't take them, or 2 of these tokens.
Oh, yes.
The donut and the axe. So your points are safe.
All right, I'm safe. So looking here at the table, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right.
I have 8 points, and you have 0 points.
And then we would shuffle those in. Generally, you're supposed to kind of rotate these around a bit.
I'll move them around a little bit.
All right.
And the game's not over because the game is 3 rounds. So when you're seeing things in the second round, you're like, wait, am I seeing this for the 3rd time or for the 2nd time? Was it the 1st round I saw that? You know, the whole thing is just meant to mess with your brain.
Now, do you think this would be more confusing or less confusing if we took a break and answered some more questions?
Oh, it would be more confusing, definitely.
Perfect. Let's do that then.
Well, actually make it easier if we have a break. It clears the mind. The
Okay.
mind. That's a different game. So we'll just do it. We'll do another round
Okay.
quickly at the very least. Got to give you a chance to sort of catch up here. Now I think some of these are blocked.
1, 2,
3 are gone.
pop.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think everything's mostly on
They're
screen.
mostly
I'll
on
do the first flip.
All right.
Okay, that gives us some space there. All right. Oh,
Oh.
did you get the pizza?
I got the pizza, yeah.
Good job. Good job.
I think the violin came up too.
it might have.
And I am just saying that to mess with you. But
Thanks so much. I saw the banana, but that was in the last game, I'm
I
sure.
think
of it.
so. I think that shirt might have come up too.
Oh, brother. This is ridiculous. Oh,
Yeah, those
Right?
almost definitely.
Yes?
Yeah,
Almost
I
definitely?
think so.
it would probably be frustrating to watch this, your flip.
I know.
You think the shoes?
I think the shoes.
It'd be frustrating to watch this if you know for sure a thing came up for the 2nd time and we weren't taking it.
And we weren't taking it.
Oh, you're convinced, eh?
Yeah. Yep. I know the shovel.
I think the rose might have come up.
The shovel's absolute.
Okay, over to you. Oh, dear.
Key's good.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you're going to really catch up this round because I am totally blanking.
I like to flip fast.
Yeah, I like that
Personally.
too. I think it's actually.
Oh, where's the corn? The corn's good now. Is that
I'm taking the hat. I don't know if I should.
corn? And I'm taking the hammer too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I could be wrong.
I think I'm taking this. I think the puzzle piece was done. I don't know if I'm just a crazy person. I feel like a crazy person.
yeah, let's push
I don't know
these in
why
a
I'm
little.
grabbing any of these. We still got like half the deck to go.
Hamburger.
No.
Oh, where's the? Maybe
I think the donut was done.
the donut.
I think.
The donut was, and actually, so
I
was
think,
this.
yes, I think so too. All right.
I kind of want to grab that axe too.
I think you should. I know lipstick was like the first one you grabbed last time.
I feel like you already took the mask. No?
No.
Might be time for the mask.
I'm going to take that duck.
I think it's your flip.
I think you're right.
I'm not sure.
All right.
Now the guitar, for
What
sure.
about the banana?
I don't know.
Who is the banana? I don't see the banana. Oh, that's over there. Okay.
Yeah, it looks a lot like the corn
It
though.
does. Nope.
I think the clock actually had come up
Maybe.
before.
I don't know. I don't trust myself.
Oh, I know the lipstick did.
Stamp. Does anyone have the
Hamburger.
burger? Oh, you got the burger. All right. Yep. Fan. I'm getting the fan.
I tried.
You did.
Shell.
I don't know about the scooter.
Yeah, I don't know about the scooter either. Traffic cone is.
I think it could be. I'll let you have it. My
Okay.
gift to you.
Well, so this
Anything
is
else
where
you
we
wanna
get to
take?
take things.
Anything else?
I feel pretty good about the mask, the clock.
Oh my gosh, you're brave. I'm not prepared to take anything more.
I liked the axe.
Oh no, Pep. Go
and
for it.
I like the traffic cone.
Wow. Okay. Well, then let's check those final
You,
three cards.
you do it
I'll
this
do the,
time.
Yeah, I'll be the
You
head.
do it this time.
Here we go. Okay, so we've got the sucker.
Oh no!
And the mask. Oh no, you took the
I
mask.
took the mask.
Let's see if you busted anything else. Light bulb. No, light bulb's still out there, and so are the sunglasses. And when did you take the mask? Just now?
Yeah, right at the end,
no.
basically.
Oh no. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more again.
Oh, I normally do pretty good at
You
this.
do. You have a good memory. I'm having a little
sad.
bit of live luck.
All right, here. While you prepare the next round,
Sure.
I'll read questions.
Let's get back to it.
Well, here's some fast ones. The Candle Princess. Have either of us ever played The Seventh Continent?
I haven't and I have not played it. I have the first edition. I am very keen to play it and try it, but I just haven't had a chance to yet.
Same. Well, I don't own it, but he owns it, and I haven't had a chance to try it.
Probably something we play together if we get a
I
chance
think
to
so.
break it out. Yeah.
We had talked about it a long time ago.
Yes.
Mark Pendleton. I don't know if we'll answer this, but
all right, Mark.
Star Wars Legion has been out a little bit. What are both of our thoughts on it?
Oh yeah, that ventures into the reviewy
It does.
part. I'll say a couple of things about it that are maybe not too reviewy. I've played a number of miniatures games, and I can say it does some things differently than other games. Like the way the movement works, where when you're moving a troop, you just move the leader.
You move the leader, yeah.
That has to be precise, and then all the rest of the unit, the figures in the unit, can just be placed within cohesion, within a certain distance of the leader.
Yeah.
And it just makes moving multiple units very, very snappy, and it does give you some choices around that movement. Every time you go to a new location, you can reconfigure the arrangement, hide behind rocks or behind barricades or whatever.
And because it's reliant on the leader, it doesn't really allow for a lot of game-breaking moments. Like if it was just you picked a unit and that unit moved, then everything you moved into cohesion, you could kind of move things ahead in cohesion to trick
Right,
the
you
system.
could do like pull the farthest guy back, put him the farthest forward, bring the
Yeah.
other guys farthest ahead of him as possible, and do
Yeah,
some
and
funky
it
things.
doesn't let you do that, so that's nice.
And out of the box, it does provide you with, well, I shouldn't say out of the box, because you do need to pick up a couple of the expansions, but they have like the air speeder. So you have some like flying units right away out of the game, you know, within the initial release and that. It'll be interesting to see how it does. The miniatures games, sort of like collectible card games, are a pretty packed space in the market, and people tend to treat them as lifestyle games. So you might have 100 board games, but you generally are playing 2 or 3 miniatures games, maybe at most, if you're very avid into miniatures games, right? So
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, look, we featured it on the channel for a reason. You know, we thought it was worthy of some attention. So it'll be interesting to see though how the market responds to it.
Yeah.
You know? And it has Star Wars. That's not a bad thing either. You know, attached to it. Yeah. So what else we got here?
Well, this isn't a question, but Amanda Panda made reference that both Deadpool and the Solo movie are out soon as well too, because we were talking about Infinity. So
that's true.
there's some other things.
I'm looking forward to. What other Marvel movies have been announced? We had Deadpool 2, right? Is that what you said?
Deadpool 2,
Deadpool 2.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is announced.
Right.
Like it's coming very
Captain
soon.
Marvel coming and all
Captain
that. Yeah, it's
Marvel.
going to be.
Oh,
great
here's a good one. Opinions that aren't about board games.
Okay, sure.
Deadpool or the new Han Solo movie? What are you more excited for?
You know what? I'm more excited for Deadpool 2, but I'm probably more curious about Solo, because I'm more skeptical about them being able to pull off a good Solo movie.
Yeah.
So I'm more confident that Deadpool's going to be a movie I'm going to enjoy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm identical. Like you,
Really?
you
Yeah?
basically just
Took the words out of your mouth?
yeah.
I saw a question from Jackie Fox. She wanted to know which of us is the bigger nerd.
Yeah.
That's tough.
That is tough.
Because I don't know that I think of myself as a nerd. A geek, definitely. I mean, that's
You're taking the words out of my mouth again.
Maybe once you start splitting hairs over nerd and geek, then you are a nerd. At that point, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what the difference is. I think of a geek as being somebody who's kind of obsessed with some things that are maybe not quite in popular culture yet.
Yeah.
Whereas a nerd is someone who's almost like intelligent. They have useful information. Like useful information. They know the wingspan of a, you know, whatever, like some kind of extinct bird or something. Whereas a geek knows like what artist colored panel 3 in issue 412 of some comic book
Oh yeah,
somewhere.
I don't think either of us are to that degree on almost anything.
On board games, maybe a little bit.
I think we could probably like do some quick little like you collect comic books, for example. That's kind of like
That's geeky, I think.
nerdy thing.
Yeah.
But then on the opposite side, I like study comic books, which is weird. Like I don't collect comic books.
You just read Wikipedia articles. And,
yeah.
you study them with characters.
Which is weird.
See, I think that's a little nerdier.
And I collect dice
You do collect dice.
and swords. I think it might be me.
It might be you.
Yeah.
It might be, just by a hair, though.
I have like a
You have a crossbow.
I have a crossbow. I have a Nerf machine gun.
That's pretty cool, though.
It is kind of cool. I have a little like shrine to both my turtles on one part of my room and to a bunch of dragons on the other. I think it's me.
Maybe edge me
I don't mean for it to be me. I have a little sword shrine over there. It's me.
Yeah. Okay. It's you. There you go, Jackie. You got to the bottom of that one.
Do we know our, the Candle Princess wants to know if we know our MBTI personality type?
I do.
Oh.
I do know it. Yeah, do you know your MBTI personality type? Myers-Briggs type indicator?
Oh, I think someone actually got me to do this at one point.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was called.
I was into this for a while.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I had a boss when I used to work for Health Canada, and she was really into personality type tests. And Myers-Briggs was the one that she relied on the most, I would say. So she got me to do it. And I have to say, I found it very compelling. Because some people will go, look, don't put me in a box, nobody's one thing. And that's what Myers-Briggs says too. You're not that one thing. It's just you tend to lean towards these things more than 50% of the time. Like you will, if given two options, this tends to be the one you lean to more often. Doesn't mean you'll never do the other thing, but you lean the other way the most. So my, just to cut the suspense, ENTJ was what I always came out for years and years and years. Did the test over and over and over again, different times, and always came out extroverted, intuitive, thinking, and judgmental. But the words don't necessarily mean what you think they mean. Like judgmental doesn't mean necessarily super judgmental. It means that I do make. Well, there you go. Maybe I just am. Well, fine. Do you remember what your?
I don't. I really don't. I did it once just because someone sent me something and.
Okay.
I really don't remember.
Well, maybe we'll do it later and we'll come back and give you the answer for that. Yeah.
We want more. Michael Vanoy wants to know.
Hello, Michael.
What games are you looking forward to playing with the Secret Cabal?
Cabal.
Guys
Is
at
that
Origins.
Canadian accent?
Cabal.
At Origins, what game? Oh, that's a good question. Well, we were talking already about like what kind of epic big game could we get into because it's one of those opportunities to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we settled on something. So honestly, I like to keep myself as open as possible. And again, I will credit the Secret Cabal for this. Because I remember going to, I believe it was Origins. Yeah, it was Origins 2 years ago. And we were trying to figure out what we wanted to play.
Yeah.
And Jamie wanted to play this game called Mare Nostrum. He picked it up. None of us knew how to play it. And I was it was from Academy Games. And I was kind of like, what are we getting ourselves into? None of us know how to play this game. Someone's going to have to read the rules. Then we're going to have to figure it out together. This could be a train wreck. And then some part of my brain went like, well, what else are you doing with your time? Like, what is it what kind of experience are you trying to create for yourself? Because you're with all your friends, you're going to have a good time, assuming you go into it with a half-decent attitude.
Yeah.
And even if it's a total bomb, again, you're still with your friends.
Yeah.
You'll have a laugh, you'll have a memory about it that way too. Why not go into it with a more positive attitude and try to make it a better experience? And I've tried to do that more at conventions now. I mean, I still go in with it like, boy, I'd like to play this or that game, but I try to sort of let the situations occur around me and just be a part of it where I can.
Just be a part of it, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny. I like to kind of take that approach too. And our local
I think you're
game
probably
group,
better at it, honestly, than I am maybe. Like,
well, yeah,
kind of just going with the flow and like, okay, let's play this thing. You want to play this thing? We'll play this thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened when I started playing Werewolf. I was just wandering around the halls one night at Gen Con and, came across like 20 people sitting in a circle. And I'm like, okay, they're obviously playing some sort of like a social game.
Right.
And it was Werewolf. And then I played with them for the next 9 hours.
Yes.
Got back in the morning, 10 a.m., took a quick nap till about 10:30, then went back out into the hall.
And that evening, I think you did it again,
I did it again. I slept 8 hours my first Gen Con.
Something is in that werewolf juice because the people at Gen Con who do it, they like go back every night and they play the game for hours. Even at the Gathering of Friends, there was evening werewolf games. Yeah. It's just a thing. There's a Werewolf Legacy game coming out. I know you're aware of that.
And I know it's coming at Gen Con. And
I think it's coming at Origins.
Oh, really?
Unless maybe it's just a demo. So if I might give another little quick Board Game Geek plug here, they have a really fantastic section on their site when a convention's coming up. You can go, for example, they posted today, I believe it was, the Origins release list, basically.
Yes.
And what's great is if you're logged in under your account, when you go to this list, you can actually flag each game as like want to buy or interested or not interested or I forget, I think there's a fourth option. But you can flag them all this way and it will remember this. So the next time you go to this list, anything new, you can then flag off again, but it will also keep everything else you flagged. So before you go to the convention, you can sort of print this out list and go, okay, here's my wish list, here's the things I really want to go pick up and buy.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice little quick reminder of it. And you can also, I think, see Don't quote me on this, but I think you might be able to see some global stats about like what most people are interested in or whatever. Maybe that's just behind the scenes. I don't know about that. Sure. Don't quote me there. But anyway, it's a great way to manage your own list, which is really cool. And so I saw Werewolf Legacy listed there, but you can also see in that listing whether it's there for sale or for demo.
Demo, yeah.
You know, or if it's on Kickstarter or something like that.
Well, regardless of which place, whatever it's available at, I do request, since I'm not going to those conventions.
I will pick it up for you.
That's the one game that
I will bring it back for you.
Yeah, because I'm very curious. Because here locally we don't play it quite as much, but I think if there's a legacy version.
Get them back into it, yeah.
Well, we always have this running joke where it's we start off with, the narrator will generally give this is why you're doing it, and we always start with Billy Bob's body was found in the well, right. And so it's always like it's Billy Bob the 3rd, Billy Bob the 26th, and there's
in the legacy game you might be able to have Billy Bob and his whole family.
Yeah. That'd be great to just restart it from the start and just tell the legacy of Billy Bob.
As many ancestors have died in this village.
I don't know why they keep coming back to the village.
Look, when you have a home, that's where you come back to. It's not easy to move. Well, should we do the final round of this before we get any more questions and forget everything we've seen?
There is one more thing I want to mention.
All right.
Swish Mush Rampage says...
Swish Mush Rampage. Now, there's a name.
Hi, Rodney and Pep, watching in the Philippines. My family is a huge fan. Can you say hi to my wife, Rochelle, and daughter, Anaya?
Hello, Rochelle.
Hey, Anaya.
Thanks for watching. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join us for this crazy live show and to listen to us banter. It means a lot to have you here. So thanks for watching.
We're doing a lot of bantering and question answering.
We are, yes.
I think it's their first time back in a long time.
We got some catching up to do with you guys.
Yeah.
So hopefully you're enjoying. Let's do the final round of this game. We'll get back to some more questions. We should also check the time here and see how we're doing.
No.
Pep never wants me to check the time.
It's 10 after 9.
We technically only have 20 minutes left in this live show. I'd like to keep it to 90 minutes. So we'll finish up this round. We might not get to the mind is what this means.
Don't say that.
I know, you're so sad. Okay, Deja Vu, we're back for round number 3. I'm going to switch to the table.
We can do it on Periscope or something another time.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or just have to have another live show just a little sooner than
Thursday.
The last week. Jeez. All right, let's do the third.
Well, this is the great part. I flipped a card by accident before removing the 3, but
no
I can just remove 3
now.
You can.
No problem. All right, so this is it. Because, all right, I have 16 points and you have
0.
All right, well, look, it's easy to remember your score. Yeah. All right, here we go. Donut and key. Scooter. Banana and shoes.
Scooter.
I got it. I got the mask. It's mine. Oh, I think the sucker was done. Am I right? You're never going to tell me. What'd you grab? Oh, very nice. Very nice. Oh, the key. I got the key.
That was aggressive.
That was aggressive.
I should have just let you have that. This is the great part, the silence, the moment of silence when
we're both going, where is it?
That's kind of how you know that something's happening.
All right, I think we're mostly on screen here. Okay.
I think that flower maybe.
Ooh, the lipstick.
I feel pretty good about the lipstick.
Do you? Oh, that could have been a fake out.
I think that was your flip, but whatever.
Oh, shoot.
I'm not a fan of that one.
That's bad, Bev. That's
Ding!
Bad. Oh, yeah?
I think so.
The bell? All right. Ooh.
Oh, I was thinking the violin. That's
Were you? Oh, boy, I don't know. Axe.
No, not the axe.
Hat. Was it? Was it? Burger. Time. Burger.
Oh, where did it go? Things
I
are
ate
just
it.
flying off the screen now.
Right. Oh, stamp. I gotta be careful, these are starting to look like they're mine. And I don't mean for that to be the case. Oh, I don't know. Rose. Was it?
Oh, yeah. I called it a flower before. Clock is good now, too.
Oh, I think it's your flip.
Okay.
Maybe.
I don't know anymore.
No.
Has there been a pair of pairs?
Oh, glasses, right?
I don't know.
Shoes. Skater shoes.
Now the guitar's good. I almost grabbed that earlier. I don't know. You quack.
All right.
Oh.
Seashell.
Axe is good. You took the seashell, didn't you?
No. I don't know what I have. I don't have the seashell.
You shouldn't be covering your stuff up there, friend.
Sorry, friend.
Lipstick.
Fan?
Lipstick. You don't get to take the fan. You already lost.
I busted!
Yeah.
Oh, no! What have you got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What do I need, 18?
Yeah, you need 18 to tie. You can still do this. Wait a second. All right. You're
just, yeah.
You can still win.
Pine cone's definitely good. Pine cone.
Pine cone. All right, sure, it's a pine cone.
Oh,
I think that shirt.
The seahorse is
the
good.
The seahorse is good, yes.
I do feel pretty good about the shirt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have to grab what, 6 to tie?
Yeah, you have to get 6.
Oh my God.
So I mean, you may as well, right? Because
I lose other.
You lose either way.
All right.
I'm just going to grab the cards here.
Shovel.
Yep.
Violin.
I'm actually rooting for Pep right now.
Vest.
Because if you win this, whew, what a comeback.
Don't talk to me.
What a comeback.
Rollerblades. Can I look in the chat to see if someone suggests?
That would be kind of fun. But then we'd lose where we're at in the chat for questions. That's the only thing.
I think we're going to anyway. As in, like, at some point we'll have to go. Remember what we
we'll
usually
speed
go?
round.
We
We'll
go to
speed
the
round.
end.
We'll speed round.
Well, we got to answer the questions.
We
again.
will. We'll jump to the end either way.
So I need 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. I need
If
2
you want to
more.
look, let's go ahead. Go look at the bottom. We'll get the audience here to participate. If you think Pep should grab something else here, that's at the
I'm
table.
seeing pizza. Pep already had the clover. Oh, that might have came up.
Any other recommendations?
I mostly just see pizza. I'm going to take the pizza.
Okay, take the pizza. They're on a little bit of a delay, so just in case anyone pops up any, because I want to give you the best chance.
Give them
here.
another quick second here. Yeah, someone said I might have grabbed the clover when I shouldn't have, so.
Well, we'll find out. Okay, anything
Piece,
else?
like the puzzle piece, I think.
Okay.
So that would make us tied.
You ready?
Oh, do I want to? I guess we'll tie. Yeah, I'm fine with tying. I don't want to go any further.
All right.
Don't have the.
Right, it's here.
Don't have the corn. I don't have the hammer.
You're still good.
Yep. Wait, what? Oh,
There's
both
the
hammers
gem.
and the gem.
You're still good, Pep.
I never even thought about that.
This could be it.
That it can come up. And the pear.
Hey, you're good.
Yes.
So you could have taken what? I guess the donut?
I could have
the
taken
light bulb? Oh, a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
The shell was another I was thinking about. Oh, someone actually suggested corn. Good thing I didn't take corn.
Oh, yeah. That was, they were working for me. Thank you.
Yeah. And donut. Yeah.
Good
no,
game.
that was good.
Well
that
done.
was good.
Well done.
That's actually the game does have a little catch-up mechanic because if you get to the end, you can just say,
start
listen,
grabbing.
I have to catch up, so I'll
gotta
grab
push.
stuff until I feel like I've definitely lost at that
This
point.
is one that I actually got at Essen last year because it was Eric Martin, I believe, and Scott Alden. They were like, I think you should try this game. And I think they handed me the copy, which was really nice of them. And I've been sort of sharing it with people any chance I get, just because it's a different kind of game, right? Like I think, and it's fun to teach because round 1, everyone's like, oh, okay, I get the gimmick. And then you go, and now we're going to round 2, and people go, oh my gosh, no. It just sort of escalates it. I don't know where the bottom of the box is.
Oh, it's far away.
Right,
I set this up
doesn't
before.
matter.
Yeah, don't worry too much about it.
It's gone. While you look there at questions, I'm just going to
we still had something to talk about.
Well, we did have a
there,
couple
right?
of quick things here. Someone was asking, Ralph Hodge asked, any new content types coming to either channel now? Okay, let me try to read that again. Any new content types coming to either channel now that you've partnered with BGG? I'm not sure what you mean by either channel. Maybe you mean like the Board Game Geek YouTube channel, perhaps? I am hoping. I was actually in Los Angeles recently. That was the last trip I took. And the game night that Board Game Geek runs, they're on their YouTube channel, that show where they play a game, they're out of Los Angeles. And so the plan was I was going to go there and actually play a game with them. And it would have been fantastic. But this nagging cough of mine was kind of at its worst. And to record with them, it just would have been torture for them and probably for me as well. So we didn't. But I would love to get back out there again later this year. Maybe just record like a whole bunch of episodes with them. That'd be really fun to do. So that's something we might collaborate on. For myself, I do hope to get some more content back on the channel. Like we did Table Talks. That was a program we used to do.
Yeah, and we're thinking about doing that again.
Yeah, because I recently mentioned that on the channel. But would people be interested in that? And the reaction was very positive, and I always enjoyed that. And so it's a way to interact with you guys and get your feedback on different topics in the hobby. So that would be fun. But I also had this idea that it'd be nice to make a little series to maybe help introduce people to Board Game Geek. It is the largest, most visited website related to our hobby, and it can be quite intimidating the first time that you go there and see that first front page, because there's so much, it's just a wall of information. I thought, wouldn't it be great if there was just some box on the screen that just said, are you new? Click here. You know what I mean? And then it'd be me, and I'd introduce you. Welcome to Board Game Geek. Here are some of the different things you can do on the site. Here's how you quickly get to them. And if you want more information, here's where you can go to get it. You know, just maybe kind of like a little, kind of put a face to the site a little bit, right? Because people look, I think, sometimes at Board Game Geek and think, well, it's this big monolith of a site. But it's really just a few people behind the scenes who are really working. Well, it's a lot of people behind the scenes, to be fair. But it's a few people who are really at the core of this thing, programming and running it and making sure that everything goes smoothly. And I think those people deserve a bit of a face, you know, to kind of personalize the website, right? So, because they've contributed a lot to the hobby. I have one more question here, but if we want, maybe I should do this one, wrap up this sheet, and then we can go straight to the comments and just do a speed round of a bunch of people's questions.
Yeah, the one quick thing to kind of mention about the game. Someone did mention, and I think they might be right, that I grabbed the clover fairly early, and I kind of looked through the pile to confirm, and later on it came up. I can't remember when I caught it, but that's an important thing, is it's up to the other players to catch you.
Yeah, I mean,
yes and no.
Yes and no. I think you're supposed to.
There's a bit of an honor system. You should self-police.
But if you missed it, then you missed it. Right?
Then you missed it. Yeah.
But yeah, if you do see it come up and someone already has the token, then at that point they are out. But we might have missed it.
We might have missed it
in the fury of our flipping.
Yeah.
So Ulrich von Gamenstein asks, "What's your most memorable gaming moment of 2017, and why?" Ugh, that's tough. I did try to think about this a little bit beforehand. I always have difficulty with these questions. It's like, what was the most memorable gaming moment? Yeah. And if I'm not coming up with one, then I guess I maybe didn't have one. The thing is there's so many good and positive experiences, honestly, that working on this channel has brought to, I think, both of us at different times during the year. That it's hard to pick one. It's almost like if you pick one, you're not like giving the appropriate praise to the other things that happened too. I did have something really cool. I mentioned earlier that Punisher is my favorite comic book character. And we did Tabletop Showcase. That was a little project that we did earlier last year. And the other folks who were involved in that with me, as a nice little thank you to me for helping sort of get that thing going, they bought me the first appearance of Punisher comic, which came from a Spider-Man issue, and sent that to me in the mail. And it absolutely floored me. Like to tears. I could not have believed, it was such a perfect gift. I mean, I love games. I'll never stop loving getting new games. They could have easily bought me a game, but instead they found something that was unique to my interests, something a little nerdy or geeky about me, and they bought me something I would never think to buy for myself. And it was just such a wonderful gift. What wonderful friends I have. So yeah.
I have it right here if you want to see.
Wait, what? Yeah. So that was like a big thanks to Marty and Chaz and Matt and Joel and Jamie. That was just a really nice thing for them to have done. So yeah. So that was probably one of my most memorable moments. What about you? Do you have anything that stands out? It's a tricky one to be put on the spot for, right? Because you always feel bad if you don't have something.
It is, and honestly, pretty much every moment from every game I play generally is my favorite moment. Like I just love gaming, and so I think probably my favorite moment is actually related to Watch It Played, and it came up. It came up when I was preparing for the podcast, with the Creators Cast, or when we were recording the podcast. And it was, I believe that's when it came up. No, it was during a completely different thing. It was during Fiasco. It was during Fiasco.
Oh, okay.
That I did a live playthrough of recently with Game All Night. Well, the Game All Night's there anyway. So the point is, it was about the show.
Great story.
I know. I'm so bouncing all over the place. So the point is, it's related to the show. It was Fog of Love, the gameplay we did for Fog of Love.
Yes, yeah.
I really enjoyed that particular gameplay because I don't want to remove like a fog of disbelief that everyone has, but not everything we do in every part of every gameplay happened in that moment.
No, right, absolutely not. Yeah,
like some things we had to plan a little bit, like something would happen, we have to be like, oh, we got to take that back, that doesn't make sense. Or
right. Or we screw up and we have to just
screw up and have to do over
something or whatever.
But the Fog of Love felt like probably one of the most genuine gaming experiences we had during doing a gameplay.
Yeah, so many things, very natural. So many things that happened that were just kind of
like I would pick a card and I would read it, and the way I read it, your reaction was your real reaction.
In that moment,
and our choices were our real choices. We didn't choose things based on what we knew the other was going to do because we revealed it. Like it was all so genuine.
I think it was one of the quickest gameplay. Every gameplay session was the quickest because we didn't have to do a bunch of retakes. It just naturally sort of happened when you're creating, prepared content like this. So it That was I really enjoyed that playthrough too.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it and you'd like to, you'll find it on our channel, Fog of Love, our gameplay series. So
there was literally one. There was one card that came up that I had to say, I just want to throw this out for my hand and take a new one.
Right, as everything else you were happy to use.
Yeah, you remember there was that one. And the one was like, I just don't want this to come up in the show.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything else was like so natural, so few
stories,
takes.
The watch gifts. The jealousy moments, just everything that came up in our relationship was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was great.
Mark Swanson.
Mark Swanson and what was the other one?
DJ something.
Dr. DL Fink.
DL
Fink.
I think I called you DJ during it and you got mad at me.
Yeah, it's DL.
That was great. Even when one of us like messed up something, the other person just rolled with it because it was like a real relationship. It's like you can't even remember my name?
That's right. That was
like, listen, I'm a firefighter. I got a lot of stress.
Well, look, that was a fun walk down memory lane. Now let's walk down memory lane of like 10 minutes ago, and let's see how many of these questions we can get through, because we technically have 6 minutes left. We might go a little longer just to try to answer some of the questions we've got here.
Oh, so we're gonna go backwards?
Yeah, we'll go backwards and find them. We'll try to go backwards as far up as we can.
Gil Mello, question: are you doing pep talks again this year?
Oh, good question.
I mean, I'd be up for doing them. I have some scripted and stuff. I think we just never get around to
Time.
Yeah.
Time.
Devignola wants to know, Deja Vu plays how many players?
Great question. I have the answer right on the tip of my tongue here. 2 to 6.
And
I mean, you could play more. There's no reason you couldn't play more.
Couldn't.
I think the reason they limit it at 6 is because everyone has to be able to reach the center of the table to grab things. So,
people are going to get punched accidentally.
Yes.
That's not related.
We'll skip any questions that are like, what's your favorite of this kind of game, or what's your favorite of that kind of game. Sorry for skipping it, but we just try to avoid the very blunt review type questions.
Ooh. Horst specifically asked me, and you can answer too.
Yes.
Pep, what are your thoughts on turtle-dragon hybrids? So D&D, of course, there is literally a dragon turtle, and yes, it is actually my favorite monster from D&D.
Is it really?
Yeah, unfortunately,
What's it called?
It's called a dragon turtle.
Oh, okay.
And it's not a dragon. It's not a true dragon. I think it is like the draconic subtype.
Is it more dragon or more turtle?
It's definitely more turtle. It's basically like a big snapping turtle that breathes steam. But the problem is it's so big and powerful that I can never use it in our campaigns because it's just never relevant.
Is it gigantic?
It's big. It flips boats.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Gotcha.
I
don't have an opinion on it. It just sounds really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I definitely I like that question. Oh, Rayo Galileo, if you got sucked into a game world, a la Jumanji, which game would you prefer or not prefer to be sucked into?
I'm pretty good at Kemet, so I guess maybe I'd want to be sucked into Kemet because I might survive there. I don't know. Definitely not Mansions of Madness, because as much as I like playing it, that's a terrifying world to think about getting stuck in.
Yeah.
And the number of times I've gone insane or failed, that would be bad.
That's a hard on the spot question.
Yeah. I mean, look, to be frank, if I was being very serious, I'd probably say some kind of cooperative game.
Or just something that's very peaceful, like a kid's game.
Yeah, something peaceful.
Monopoly Junior. Because you can just walk around buying things for pocket change.
Effortlessly. That's true. Yeah.
But just from like a favorite game or a place I would love to live in from a game perspective.
How about Tokaido?
Tokaido would be cool.
Pretty nice, pretty pleasant.
Although Tokaido's like kind of based on real life anyway.
It's true. It's not really that much of a...
maybe like Pathfinder adventure card game.
Ooh, something heroic? Okay.
Yeah, something heroic.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Starfinder.
Starfinder?
And like Shadowrun, I think Starfinder would kind of replace Shadowrun for me, but I love that system and universe. So either of those, if I got thrown in there, I'd have to turn a little bad, because generally you have to be a little bit more
that's true.
rebellious for those, but or I could just be one of the corporate guys. Okay, these are supposed to be yes or no. I'm sorry.
These are quick, snappy.
Michael Vanoy, what podcast do you listen to?
I listen to so many. I'll rhyme off a few of them. I actually recently had my podcast list get deleted, so I'm rebuilding it again. I don't know what happened. Shut Up and Sit Down podcast, love it. Drive Through Games. So Joel Eddy from Drive Through Reviews, or now Drive Through Games, has a podcast now, and I just really enjoy it. I mean, yes, he's my friend. I just really enjoy listening to him wax philosophical about different gaming thoughts, and that's generally what he does, and it's great. I'm actually listening to a podcast, Coffee Break German, which teaches you German. This was a recommendation from Rich Summer, a friend of mine, who said, hey, you're trying to learn some German. I thought these were really good. So Very Wrong About Games. Let's see here. Blue Peg, Pink Peg, Rolling Dice Taking Names, The Secret Cabal. That's not all that I listen to. That's just what's in my feed right now. So my library is even bigger than that. But those are Board Game Blitz is another one I'm subscribed to, but it's not showing there. Oh, there's a bunch. Do you have any that you listen to? I don't think you listen to as
I
many
don't. I don't listen to a lot. Creators Cast though is great.
Yes, that's right.
I love listening to Creators Cast, and Great Way Games is good too.
Another good one. Our friend Nicole Hoy over there. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and those are the two that come to mind for me. Yeah, I don't. It's hard.
Yeah, time. So much information. It's a blessing that you take the time to.
And
watch
I don't
this.
drive.
No, you don't have that.
I don't drive.
So you don't have time for that.
And that's what I
you don't
hear
have a
a
lawn
lot
to
of
mow.
people.
You don't have a lawn
I
to
don't
mow.
have a lawn to mow. Yeah.
All right, sorry, I failed that one. These are supposed to be quick, and I went into a whole
Lucky
list.
Jackson. Who
Yes.
would win in a cage match, Rodney or Pep? I acted faster. I win.
You win. That would definitely win. I have no doubt.
We actually, backstory on that, we fought.
We did fight.
We sword fought at Gen Con.
It was amazing.
And,
it was amazing.
I have to say this: you were better than I. You were way better than I.
I was better than I expected.
Yeah.
To be honest, yes.
We had like the sword and the shield. They were both
We
foam.
made
It was
foam
great.
swords, and we got to fight. It was really a
Yeah.
blast. Yes, we are super nerds. Jackie, you were right. We are super nerds. Okay.
Can you, Jackie Fox? Can you get lucky if you pick an item before the card is?
So Jackie was asking for deja vu. Yes, I think I see the answers there. Thanks, Amanda Panda. Yes, you bust if you had it too soon.
Yeah, exactly. The Candle Princess. Are you currently creating or designing any of your own games?
We've talked about that in the past.
We have.
I'm not currently creating or designing my own game. You're always in a state of creating or designing 100 games.
Yeah, although to be honest,
not
now,
recently,
not
no,
so
no,
much,
okay.
because I'm busy with Watch It Play
Yes.
almost as much as you are.
Right.
Dominator is great. I agree.
I see Jackie Fox saying it was worth a shot. I think that was probably in relation to answering the question, what's your favorite game?
I think so.
It was worth a shot, Jackie.
Kimball Weeks. Are you guys doing any how to paint videos?
Ooh, interesting. I mean, no, I'm not.
You did something though.
You're right. Actually, on Twitter, I posted a series of pictures showing step by step as I painted a Necromunda figure. Like literally every step, mentioning the paints and what I was using. But I don't have any videos doing that. I do show the assembly in Shadespire at the beginning of that video, and I think I do something similar in Star Wars Legion. But painting videos, look, your best bet for that, I would highly recommend Sarastro's website or YouTube channel. He does fantastic tutorials, high quality, slow, carefully explained, all the paints, all the brushes, everything. It's really, really good. I highly recommend it. There's no point in us doing it. He's doing it so well already.
It's true.
What else? Uh-oh, Pep is buffering.
Horst de Ill, Horst de Second. I need to just ask at one point which one that is. Question: how do you like autonomas in games, as one-player variant or other ways?
I don't play a lot of solo games, so I don't dislike them. I just don't take advantage of them.
I have to say, I love that they exist.
Me too.
The system that works, I love that.
If you don't mind, I'm going to give one quick little plug.
Yeah.
My nephew actually has a YouTube channel called Rolling Solo. His name's Adam Smith. And if you're into solo games at all, this is a fantastic channel. He does full playthroughs, he teaches how to play, and it's really focused on games that you can play solo.
Adam Smith must be a popular name. I know 4 of them.
Do you? Yes, that's right. I think I'm a friend of one of your friends who's Adam Smith, yeah.
Yeah. Question, how long do you think you'll stream for?
Well, we're over time. Well, over time by 1 minute, so I think another 5 minutes we can probably get through these.
Michael Vanoy wants to know...
I saw a question here from Mad Bona too, just so you know.
The Q. Yeah, but it's okay. Well, I'll read it anyway. Have you heard of Nyctophobia? What are your thoughts on this experimental style game by such a young new designer?
Okay, so can't really review the game. I haven't played it, but my understanding is you put a blindfold on, you're feeling around, you're trying to help people get through an actual physical maze. It's like plastic on the table.
Interesting.
With walls and things. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
I played a sleep-based game that reminded me of that.
What? Am I dreaming?
Yeah, you wear a blindfold and people have to shout words at you to try to make you guess what the...
And someone's a traitor, right?
And some people can be traitors, yeah.
What's that name?
I know.
What I dream? Dream I what?
Dream when I dream.
Okay, speed round.
Okay. Michael Vanoy, will you forever refer to me as Grandmaster Kabbalist Mike from now
on? Sure, Mike. Sure. No, I've already failed. So no, Mike, I won't.
Brent Colby, what is your biggest pet peeve regarding rulebook writing or design?
I don't care for when books refer to things they're going to explain later, and then they refer to like 10 of those things before you ever get to that section. I'd much rather they explain the thing in the area where they first mention it or close to it, and then refer back to it later than rather than refer forward to it while you're reading. But I mean, the biggest beef is just probably when rules are just not written well. I don't know how to explain that. There's just so many things. We actually have a table talk talking about our beefs with rule books, and that we broke down a lot of things in that, I think.
My major one is if you're going to have like a bubble or anything that separates it from the rest of the rules, that has to not be rules, or it has to be a clarification. If you have rules and then you have a bubble that says something else, that doesn't make sense to me.
It
It should have just been more rules.
Right. Especially because some rule books use those breakouts for like narrative stuff or some kind of thematic
or examples
fluff
or whatever.
Yeah, an example or something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Amanda Panda, will Pep be going to BGG conventions with Rodney, and is he with BGG too? We already kind of answered that. I am with BGG.
Pep is with Watch It Played, and Watch It Played's with BGG, so it's kind of like, it's like that.
And I'm going to the second BGG con.
Right, in November.
And honestly, I'm only going to probably one convention this year. I'm going to step it up next year and try to get to more things, I think. How was the gathering of friends, Rodney?
I really enjoyed it, and I would definitely go back again. It was a good opportunity to play a lot of games I would not normally get to, and honestly, that was kind of reinvigorating. I always enjoy the games I'm playing and whatever, but it's nice to go back and play some older ones I wouldn't normally get to, and it was nice to see a lot of people there.
Skipping. Will you ever be on the West Coast for a con?
Amanda Pando, yeah. Trying to think if I have any West Coast con plans. Gamma is on the West Coast, and there's MeepleCon, and I have been invited to that before, and I haven't been able to make it work out, so maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if some point in the future, yeah.
Eric Leith, the Origin preview went live today, which we talked about.
Yes.
Are there any games that particularly piqued your interest? Of course, Werewolf Legacy for me.
Yeah, for you. I did flag a few things that interested me, but honestly, my brain's mush right now, and I don't remember what they were. I'm not really ducking your question.
Yeah. Collections beside board.
Oh, I think we might be caught up.
Yeah, well, let's quickly zoom down to the bottom.
Just in case anything at the very bottom, yes.
No, Zinhu wants to know, is there a game coming out that you're looking forward to in particular?
I hate that. No, I don't hate the question. It's a great question. I hate that I am so bad at answering it.
Yeah.
I'm so focused on the things I have in front of me. I used to be much more like, what's coming out like 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and I would like always be scouring for information about that. Yeah. And right now, it's more like, what game am I doing next for the show? What game have I not played that I'd really like to get back to the table? Those are the things I tend to think about. And obviously, things do penetrate my attention or whatever, but I don't personally have a running list of like, what am I looking forward to next?
No, I know what you mean. And there are, a lot of times for me, it's more like once a game has released, it'll get on my list of this is something.
This sounds interesting.
Yeah, like Gaia Project is something I really want to play, but it's not coming. It already is out.
Right.
It's kind of hard to find now. Same as like Food Chain Magnet. I still haven't played that, and that's something I really want to play.
Right. Actually, I kind of want to play that too.
Yeah. Let's make it happen.
We should make that happen. We need to track down a copy of that.
Yeah.
It's so expensive.
It is. So is Gaia. And that. Edge of Darkness, is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's a Mystic Veil.
The Mystic Veil one, because it has the card crafting.
If I just brought up, like, I can't right now.
You shouldn't.
I shouldn't, because of time. I'm sorry I don't have a better answer. I mean, look, I'm going to go home, or 5 minutes from now, and be like, oh my gosh, there's 10 games I should have said.
Oh yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the Kemet expansion, because I didn't play it at the Gathering of Friends, but Shut Up and Sit Down did, and they just raved about it. It allows you to play one versus many, and the one is like the super powerful thing, but it's not like you just have more hit points. You've got all kinds of different things. It really changes the way the game is played, and that intrigued me.
You know what? My first scythe.
Oh, there you go. My first scythe. I'm very much looking forward to that as well. Good save.
Yeah,
Woo,
yeah.
There we go. My first scythe. Tip my tongue. It was definitely the thing.
I'm just
curious to see.
I want to see.
So Jamie Stegmeyer from Stonemaier Games announced My Little Scythe, which was designed by, I believe, a Canadian. It was like a variant that was made, and they are actually publishing it. It's sort of a simplified version of Scythe. You have pie fights instead of regular fights.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
The rules are not like, they are different, but it borrows from the main game.
There's something coming forward to When I Dream is the thing. Is that Devignola wants to know, is the time limit for the show technical or just real life? It's real life.
It's generally real life. And it's also, I think, my sense of it is, if someone comes to this after the fact and didn't see the live show and sees that it's 3 hours long, I think they're going to be less likely to watch it. Whereas they go 90 minutes, maybe they'd watch it, maybe at 2 times speed or something. Because I do hope that it's something people can come back and kind of get some enjoyment from after the fact, even if they weren't able to watch it live.
Yeah. Horst confirmed. It is, I just say Horst the second.
Okay.
Honestly, I might just call you Horst. Well, I liked Horst. Okay. Just because I haven't seen any other Horst. Yeah. And we used to have a D&D character named Horst.
Oh, really?
And he was amazing. It was an NPC, but sometimes the players just attached to an NPC so much that after he died, he got killed off. and they just refused. They were like, no, there's no way he would have died. He had to survive that. He was too tough. And so eventually I just had to bring him back and be like, he was missing a hand. And he was like, oh, those skargs really took a number on me, but I killed a dozen of them and I made it back.
Well, maybe that's good news for our friend Horse Deer. Maybe you'll have a long, long life. And people who like you. Hopefully you're surrounded by people who like you.
We refused to give him armor or weapons either. He had a dagger for his entire...
I don't know why. He kept dying.
Well, his skin was too covered in blisters. It was used armor of his own. Fred Allen wants to know if I've ever had any fantasies of dating you after playing Fog of Love.
Have you ever had fantasies of dating me? Or him?
Or you, okay. Not that I remember, but it definitely, it put me in a different, I feel friendlier. I feel friendlier with you now.
It brought down some barriers.
It brought down some barriers. A little more comfortable.
Yeah, right.
Jackie Fox, more relaxing show to watch, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood or Bob Ross?
I'm going to say Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood all day long. I mean, Bob Ross is great, but I watched Mr. Rogers. Yeah. I didn't really watch Bob Ross.
I never watched either, but like coming back from the future and going back and watching them, I like Bob Ross.
Coming back from the future? You traveled from the future? We caught him.
You caught me in my time travel ways.
Oh, man. Mr. Rogers, man. I remember as a kid... this may be the last question. Let's end on this one, all right?
Okay.
All right. It was not cool to watch Mr. Rogers.
No, I assume.
As I got, I think when you're really young, but I was a teenager and it just wasn't cool. I don't know what happened. But I remember I was in elementary school though still, and it wasn't cool anymore. And so I secretly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I still watched it. I don't know. He's just such a loving guy. He just made you always feel welcome and feel good about yourself, and he seemed to genuinely care. I don't know. How do you not like that? Mr. Dressup was the other common one I would watch. Do you remember any childhood shows?
I was going to mention that. Magic School Bus.
Yeah.
Loved watching Magic School Bus all the way up till teenage. Come back from school and Magic School Bus.
We're in a different generation.
We are a different generation.
Yeah. I'm a little older than you are.
So Magic School Bus and I get like Sailor Moon. Which is weird.
I never watched
weird that I feel like they played one after another on TV.
I don't think of that as a kid's show. I mean, as a kid's show. I don't think of it as a kid's show.
Yeah,
although Bob Ross is not a kid's show. I guess it was like, what's calming?
But yeah, for some reason I think that it went like my Magic School Bus and then Sailor Moon came on and it's just like, oh, watch this
and
too.
then Death Note. Okay, great. You had a great
I love Death Note. But no, Death Note that's way too recent.
Okay, yeah.
Luke probably would watch. No, Luke's too young.
Maybe, yeah.
A few years younger than Luke probably would have watched Death Note when he was growing up. Yeah.
Well,
watch Death Note. Even if you don't like anime,
really?
I suggest it to people who don't even like anime because it's just such a good suspenseful story.
Andrea really enjoyed it. I think she watched. Yeah. She read all the books for that. Yeah. Well, look, that brings us to the end of another live show. I think without any technical difficulties. I don't think we got out of sync.
Yeah.
I think our audio was okay. So that's great. And hopefully in the semi-near future, we'll be able to get a proper second camera that we can use for the table shots and get something with, like that game worked because these are nice big objects, it's easy to see.
Right.
But if they were smaller things, it would be a little more tricky to pull off, like a typical board game or something.
Right, and we even actually already kind of looked at the mind. Do you want to switch to the other?
We can just quickly show
and,
here.
These are, the numbers are readable, so we could play this pretty easily.
Definitely. And maybe that's what we'll play in the next playthrough.
Spoilers.
Next live show.
Next live show.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do a playthrough of the mind if you wanted, but it would be a very short episode.
I don't know.
Although I don't want to brag, but I'm going to brag.
Or end this video.
End this video.
Yes.
So on my birthday, Rodney took me out at lunch. I worked on my birthday.
You did.
Which was the first day working after like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And he took me out for lunch, and we had dessert afterwards. And while we were playing dessert, we also played the mind.
While we were playing dessert. Everything's a game.
Everything's a game to me. And so the dessert was great. But the mind, we played a quick game. We made it like round 2 or 3 before we failed.
Yeah.
But then when we played our second game that wasn't a warm-up,
yeah,
we made it to round 12.
We got to level 12.
Yeah.
And then that in a 2-player game, that unlocks the advanced game.
Yeah.
And
we did lose on level 12.
We did lose on level 12.
But to be fair, it was a very epic moment.
It was.
And after we lost, we continued to see if we would have made it, and we made it easily.
Yeah, we easily did.
It was like a 33 and a 34. And
not that anyone knows what that means if they haven't played the mind before.
True.
but
it was close.
And
it's about timing, and we had a lot of moments where we're just like, oh, we're both going to play, then we back off. We're like, let's take a minute.
We were right to be that hesitant.
And we were right.
We were just off by a little bit. It was pretty thrilling.
It was good.
But yes, so that brings us to the end of another live episode. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for all your questions. Hopefully we got to most of them, if not all of them. And let's do this again real soon. Real soon. Not as long as like the last one was in November. So let's do it a little sooner than what, 7 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, won't you be my neighbor? How did that go?
Yeah, won't you be, please won't you be, please won't you be my neighbor. All right. Everyone, until the next episode, thanks for watching. And now I have to turn this off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
You're not prepared in any way to do that.
No, I'm not prepared in any way to do that.
Let's find some more questions.
No more questions. We're ending the stream now. Stop.
Who won a dessert? Stop. Or is it a co-op?
Stop
It was a co-op.